Hello, my name is Joseph Hicks, and today I'm going to talk about should you Spotify, should you YouTube, Apple Music, Pandora, or what when it comes to streaming or listening to your favorite music. We're going to really hit about how it's important for artists and fans to choose the right streaming platform so they support each other and get the maximum benefit of the relationship. Now, you're probably aware that every time that you click on the Spotify platform to any artist and play 31 seconds of their song, they receive the direct benefit of 0.00331 cents per stream. Now, a third of a penny doesn't sound like a lot. However, times a million hopeful streams, and you start to see where it financially adds up to get the maximum benefit of the US royalty system. Now, as a CSAC affiliated artist for Performing Rights Organization, which I am, I get the benefit of that with my song catalog, which I have about 250 songs currently in my catalog, maybe about 5 good ones if I'm lucky. But you know, you're going to see that through different streaming platforms, you receive the benefit of maybe a little higher royalty rate. However, not all streaming platforms are equal, right? So there's audio quality differences. There is a paid subscription, perhaps. There's the way they market and advertise to you. So if I'm the kind of person as a fan that I don't want to hear toilet paper ads in between the weekend tracks, then maybe I don't want to listen to that particular streaming platform because it's annoying. And so if I, as a fan of an artist, am annoyed by the way they're marketing to me, then that's not really benefiting my relationship with that artist. And the artist would agree, right? That's why artists put all their music on different streaming platforms, not to be greedy, monetization hungry people, but they want to reach the maximum amount of fans as possible, right? I mean, people want, that's what we make music for, so they will enjoy it. However, you know, it's important, and there's not a lot of information out there about how it can really turn people off to new music if they hear it on the wrong kind of streaming platform. So if I'm listening to this new cool band and in the middle of it, the song cuts off and like a bunny rabbit hops across the screen and tries to sell me a Cadbury egg, I'm confused and thrown off, maybe distracted a bit from the point of being on the service. So perhaps if you don't like ads, there are paid opportunities for you to stream music. Now you might say, yeah, those get a little pricey, and I've already got an app for blah blah blah, and I'm spending like $80 in apps a month or whatever. I mean, that seems egregious, but it can happen. So you want to get the most benefit of the relationship. Now, there are many platforms. So I'll name a few here, and I'll show a little chart here to kind of give you a breakdown. It's pretty complex, but there's Tidal Music, there's Deezer, we have YouTube, we have Spotify, Pandora, and just and I'll say Apple Music as well. Those are really your top 6. There's Xbox Music, and there's some smaller streaming out there. However, I'm just going to kind of hit the high spots here just so I don't bore you to death with numbers and that you get the most out of this as well, because that's what's important. But, where we're really is what we're really trying to accomplish here as well is during a time like COVID, we want to make sure that music doesn't just go away. I mean, live music is one of the most enjoyable aspects to me personally, and for most of listeners to going to experience the music. And so the best that a lot of us had during COVID is to, pick a favorite streaming platform. And obviously, YouTube is going to be more visual. So I'm sticking away from that a bit here, and let's focus more on just the auditory side. And that is because audio in general is supposed to be experienced in a higher fidelity setting. So we want higher quality files. For instance, Tidal. Tidal was owned by Jay-Z, and it started there, and he had a mission to set out to have some of the highest fidelity music. So their format really paved the way so you could have really high quality files to listen to. So, and they're a bit more hip hop oriented. So if you're a fan of hip hop, that may be a good fit for you because you're going to get really high quality audio files. You're going to have their student rates actually on Tidal, and there's tons of genres. A lot of these musical streaming platforms are not going to just stick to one genre, but it's important to know that there's certain parts of the demographic that are going to benefit the most because there's going to be some artists that don't use every streaming platform. An example of that, Taylor Swift a few years back put in the stop against Apple Music because Apple made a claim that they weren't going to pay artists for unsubscriber or for people that were getting free subscriptions. That well, they could just stream, and Apple was going to send the advertising revenue, and they weren't going to pay the artist until that user became a paid subscriber. And thanks to Taylor Swift, who really was a voice for the industry, said, you know, I don't think I'm going to put my music on Apple, and I would recommend that other artists don't. And that was her persuasion, not mine. I'm just giving an example because she wanted to make sure that, you know, it was fair, that she was vocal and stood up for other artists. And so that was very, very kind of her. And, you know, she's done a lot of great things. But, you know, fans need to just ultimately realize that trying the free versions of these maybe, you know, are the best way to go initially, but you can also do trial periods of things as well. So you're not just always stuck into, you know, oh, I've got to pay this $4.99 for this random platform. And again, I make no recommendation here on what is the right streaming platform for you, but I'm going to give you some highlights of each one. For instance, if you like to listen to music and consume it on some of your favorite songs and put together playlists, and then those playlists will recommend additional music, then Pandora offers that feature. They have a project that they started originally called the Music Genome Project, where they take a song and they look at 100 different specific points of the song, and they kind of categorize it according to mood and feel and vibe and tempo and even major and minor notes and harmonies. And so they categorize the music a bit more in depth than just a rock genre, hip hop genre. That seems a little antiquated now. But according to those 100 points, they look for music that's also been submitted that is very similar to those 100 points. So if you're listening to a track by, you know, Snoop, and you're listening to his track, and then all of a sudden it's gonna recommend a song by maybe a band you haven't heard before, maybe a hip hop artist you haven't heard before, maybe even I think he did a jazz record recently. You might hear some Miles Davis in there. I don't know, but that's the fun part of it. And maybe you're the kind of person that likes to judge music as well. I mean, maybe you like to consume it that way, and so you know, you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And it's going to start to really personalize what it plays for you, depending on the choices that you make, which, you know, that's another way that a platform can be used. And that can be a positive thing as well. So, however, if you're the kind of person like me, who is pretty, you know, stubborn at times and doesn't always want to hear some like a new thing being thrown at him and is kind of mean and like hits the thumbs down a lot, then maybe you're a little set in your ways and you have very specific artists. Now that I've broke down some of the main platforms, I want to throw this twist in there of a company called SoundCloud. Now, SoundCloud isn't your typical streaming format and platform. SoundCloud is a little unique. SoundCloud offers free service for artists to post their music, but they don't pay any royalties to the artist as well. Now, fans have to pay to stream the music. So that means that money plus the advertising dollars is not going back to the artist. Now some people may like that or dislike that. I will say it's a hard thing as an artist to understand where's the money going then, and are we getting paid? Are you getting paid for my content? Now, SoundCloud's defense against that is that their platform is so popular among new and upcoming artists that they actually are promoting a different type of experience with that. You can believe that or you cannot believe that. That's up to you. However, when you look at that in relation to the other business models, you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, what do I need as a listener that's going to keep me engaged and supporting my favorite artist to the best of their ability, right? I mean, I want to know that when, the Royal Bloods, who I listen to, when they're coming to town and, in a year from now, and I want to hear their new songs, I want to know that, maybe that 7 cents from this song, is going to go straight to their pocket. And that, but I also maybe want to hear what other bands are out there like them. So I'm going to use a couple different platforms. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're music nuts like I am, you probably got all of them. And that's why you have an $80 bill from Apple each month. Hopefully my wife won't see this. Anyway, in conclusion, I appreciate your time today. But just remember, when you're choosing the right streaming platform, it's about your experience for the artist, and vocalize that, because these companies are only going to get better when we know how they're marketing to us, what the benefits are for us, and we make the right educational decision that benefits our relationship with the music that we love. Thank you so much for your time.